Hey, Sue's444 here with another video for you. And today's topic is the filters and lenses with which we choose to receive information, and also the filters and lenses we choose to deliver messages with. So, we're going to start off today with something that I call frequency. If you remember, if you're a Gen Xer, especially you'll remember, or a baby boomer, a toy once upon a time that was called the light bright, where you put a peg into a pegboard that was lit up by a light bulb underneath it on a black paper. And every color of it was like a little pen that you put into the hole would illuminate a color. And you could build a house or whatever with your little pegs. So if you could imagine that little color-coded peg, how funny, and an antenna on the top of your head, a little antenna on the top of your head. On the top of that little antenna is that little peg. And now imagine, if you will, a radio station dial, the old dial, and you're looking at the FM station. You turn the knob, you find a station. Let's say that station is 98.7 and you're listening to smooth jazz, right? And that color, it associates with yellow, smooth jazz. And heavy metal associates with red. And let's say that's 100.3. And you just keep going up the dial or whatever. And every station has its own number or code and its own genre. When you are giving messages and receiving messages, it all depends on what frequency and station you're on, how you're going to receive and interpret messages, and through the filters and the lenses with which you choose to receive and also to deliver. So, for example, let's say that you turn your ego off. This is, I think, in another video. You'll have to go through them and see. Let's say you turn your ego off. You turn your soul on. You tune in. You tune the dial in. You get your little cable in, like an old time switchboard, plug in. That's called tapping in. And get into the divine flow of wisdom. It's actually encoded in the blueprint of your DNA. So if you can wake up, and if you can like smack yourself awake and see yourself truly for who and what you are, not a body, not a name, but a soul encapsulated in a body that's a mind with a processor and a heart that's a compass, and feelings and intuition and so much more. And you learn how to receive without being triggered. So this moves us into the next part, which is triggering, identifying your triggers and learning how to purge and release to heal the inner child. And this will all correlate in a minute. When somebody comes toward you and they say or do something, some sort of a behavior or words that cause you to feel something, agitation or anger, resentment or guarded, chin chest puffed out, you ready to just punch them in the lip. Stop and ask yourself, count to three. In that count to three, hold on a minute.